1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to today's live session, a live webinar with myself, Coach Irfan from the MasterMaths Education Center. Ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me nicely or am I speaking to myself? If you can hear me nicely, give me a yes in the chat box, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ilakia, thanks so much for tuning in today. Daniel Akil, wow. Welcome. Nice to see you. Aris, Ahmad Shafi, Shazia, Sivagami, Asif Bazil. Wow, long time no see, man. Hope you're doing fine. Arisa, Daud, Irfan Mirza, and many of you who are tuning in today. Thank you for joining me in today's webinar on secondary school mathematics. Okay. In particular, if you want to excel in your final Sec 4 or Sec 5 O-level exams, this session is especially made for you because today I want to share with you a couple of things, guys. Okay, and really thank you very much for joining me on this very late Thursday night. Okay. Now, today what's going to happen is this. Number one, I'm going to share with you some real success stories. In fact, I'm going to share with you many success stories who have gone through the O-levels. And the most important thing I want to take note of today is this. What are some of the things that they did to excel in the final examination of secondary school education? Okay, now guys, if you are one of those who, you really want to improve, but somehow when you put in the work, you don't really get your dream grades. Okay, if you are one of those who really want to achieve your dreams this year, or even in your secondary school life, please put in the word me in the chat box because I want to see how many of you are really motivated to get there. Okay, Ahmad Shafi says me. Okay, Lakia says me as well. Irfan Mirza, Daniel Akil, guys, thank you very much. Harisa, Duraya, Shazia, and everybody else, thank you so much for your response. Sharina, welcome as well, and everybody else. Okay, guys, by the way, please also switch on a webcam if you can. All right, so that we can all stay focused today and not play Roblox or Minecraft or anything like that. Okay, thank you very much. Who plays Roblox in secondary school? I really wonder. Okay, by the way, friends, if your parents are there beside you, that's great, okay, because there will be some sharings later with them or for them, okay? So if they can join in, there will be a bonus, there will be a good thing as well, okay? But if they're busy, then just relay the information to them. All right, now guys, before we start, okay, I'm going to give you guys 1 minute. Okay, every one of you here, you take this time, go and get ready your pen, your paper, and highlighter. Later, there will be some math questions as well that we will be discussing. Okay, 1 minute of your time right now. Please go and take your pen, your paper, your highlighter so that we can write some of these good notes down so that it doesn't just come in through the left ear, go out through the right ear. It sticks when you write things down, it sticks a little bit better. Okay, so it takes some time, go and do this. Okay, thank you very much. Pen, paper, highlighter. Thanks. Super. Okay, so guys, what you can expect here, number one, I will give you a brief introduction about MasterMaths and a little bit more about myself as well. Second, some real success stories of students who were struggling before and somehow they overturned their grades 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees, not 360 degrees, because 360 means you start here, you go one round 360, you end at the same point. 180 degrees turn in their results. They basically transformed their results. Okay, I'm going to show you some of these students and how they got there. And the next thing, some of you may already have this. Okay, the 208 secondary math questions. In fact, this is a purely algebra book that we wrote. And this is a very useful book to brush up your algebra skills this holiday. If you don't have any assessments to try and all, you can try this algebra skills book. All right, later I'm going to share with you the 3 C's as well of some errors that students always make in mathematics and how you can actually avoid them, okay? And also, there will be a crash course details later that I'm going to share with all of you today. Okay, that will just be at the end, just for about 2 minutes, okay? But first up, this dude right here. Please don't judge me, and or even my worst, don't judge my hairstyle. Okay, anyone knows which school uniform is this? Any idea? And that's me, by the way, many years ago. Okay, doing some awkward selfies before selfies was made cool. Okay, guys, any idea what school is this or not? Let me know in the chat box. Any idea? Okay, there's one response here. 𝐁𝐫𝐴 Primary. Anyone else want to share with me what school did I come from? How come you hit the jackpot so fast, Abdul Wahab? Indeed, you are correct. I was from 𝐁𝐫𝐴 Primary School, and back then, okay, Evergreen, very close. Okay, so friends, back then when I was in school, in my early years of my studies, okay, I want to share with you all a little bit. All right, I was really a playful boy. I don't know about you guys, but for me, I was super duper play, and I really didn't like to go to school so much. I didn't like my studies back then. Okay, why? Because whenever I tried, I keep on failing. And let me show you my report card. Okay, this was in secondary 1. I was fortunate enough to get into Express back then. Okay, at least scraped through and got into Express. Look at my math marks. Okay, this was a fail. And not just that, my class position. Have a look and zoom into the class position, guys. Zoom into the class position, and you will see that the class position is a top 5 from the bottom. Oh my gosh. Friends, wow. Last time they used to put class position in the report cards. Very embarrassing for people like me, because my friends all will be doing so much better. But here I was, 30 plus out of 38. So pretty worst kind of results. Okay, so class position not as fantastic as some of my friends ahead of me in the class. They are always doing very well. And the comment from the teacher, I need to pay more attention. Like, duh. Right? So, friends, a pretty not so good results back then. And this was like, imagine this, guys. This was like really the start. This was the start of my secondary school journey. In this school called BT Secondary, not Beauty Secondary. BT Secondary School. This was the start of my school journey back then. And can you imagine when you start with this kind of grades? Your first exam, your first test, you fail for math. Okay? Can you tell me what was going on through my mind? What kind of feelings did I have going into school with a fail straight away? And then like class position not so fantastic also. Let me know in the chat box, guys. What do you think I felt during this failing period when I first entered a brand new school? For me, a brand new level as well in Sec 1. Guys, let me know in the chat box. Daud says disappointed. How about the rest of you? Haziq says dejected. Ari says depressed. Okay, some more. Anyone else? I hate the school. Okay, Sashwin. You're correct about that. Okay, anyone else? Depressed, unmotivated, embarrassed? Okay, the Hokkien people like to say this word, paiseh. I don't know whether you all heard about this or not before. Paiseh. Okay, very embarrassed about my results. Indeed, you guys are correct. Okay, all the negative vibes were there. Okay, upset and all these things. Okay, thanks for sharing, guys. So, indeed, you're right. Okay, when you fail, there will always be disappointment. Sometimes when I ask students, what do you do for maths? I fail. Then their face suddenly like so embarrassed. Okay, there will definitely be that disappointment. But, my friends, you cannot be too down, too depressed, too embarrassed about this on a permanent basis. You got to bounce back. All right, and I was very thankful because in BT, right, in the neighborhood school I was in, okay, I was surrounded by good friends. They came into my life at the end of Sec 2, Sec 3, and that was when I started to learn from top students in the school. Then I asked myself, hey, how come this guy, he attended the same school as me? Okay, imagine this, the same school as me, the same uniform also, same classroom he was in. All right, you think about it, okay? Same school, same classroom, the same teacher, same notes, same textbook, same test. Everything is the same, but how come this guy is always there at the top? Friends, let me know in the chat box. Do you have any classmates who are just like that? Like, hey, this guy attend the same class, same school, same, everything is the same, but he's always at the top. If you have one of these classmates in your class right now, can you put in the word me in the chat box? Can you put in the word me in the chat box? You imagine this. Oh, so it's quite a number of you saying me, me, me. How come, guys? Have you ever questioned this? All right, that guy is in the same school as you. He probably got the same PhD marks as you, similar marks. All right, same potential. But why is that so? So this is where I began to question. You know, I begin to question. Why is it that certain students can consistently get there, whereas me, okay, in my lower secondary days, can't make it. Okay, me, but if anyone asks her how much she got, she started, I did so bad, and then proceeds to say you. Yeah, some of them will be like that, right? Some of the top scorers, they will say, oh, I did very bad for the test. But at the end of the day, they got 90 plus, and that was bad for them. But anyways, so what I'm trying to say is that there are students who always consistently, regularly, they will always hit that high marks. How did they do that? And that's how I started to, question. I started to learn from these people. What are some of their habits? In class, what do they do? What do they do when the teacher teach? Do they just, disturb their friends and start throwing paper balls at them? Okay, or taking a straw and putting ice cubes inside and please don't do such things. Okay, so friends, these are negative behaviors. So what are they doing in class? Listen attentively, one of your friends is saying, definitely. Now, this is what I did. I learned from the best student, okay, what he did. I didn't copy his work, of course, but I copied his habits. Okay, today I want to emphasize on these words here, because later we're going to share a lot about habits, okay? I copied his habits. What did he do? When he go home, okay, I message him, hey, what are you doing now? Next day when he comes to school, what does he show to the teacher? Guys, what does he show to the teacher? Does he show like only homework, or does he show something extra to the teacher? Okay, so this is what happened. When I started to follow these good habits, the good study habits, my friends, I want you to let me know in the chat box. What do you think happened to my mathematics in the same school and my class position in the same school? Let me know, please. Hadith noted. Guys, let me know, what do you think happened when you start to change your study habits? It becomes better. What else? Again, I wasn't genius. In fact, even now, I definitely far away from genius. Okay, you see improvement, you improve. My friends, mathematics is all about good study habits. And this is what happened from a bottom 5 in class. When you start to change your habits as well, this, my friends, is what happened, because deep down, every one of us wants to succeed. Okay, and this was exactly what happened in BT Secondary School. Okay, in year 4, when I started to learn, I was patient with myself. Because if you want to improve, it takes patience as well. Sometimes when you try things, you cannot get the answer immediately. You may need to have more patience with yourself. And this is what happens. Okay, in year 4, just before my O-level exams, I made sure I show to the teachers that I can do it. I prove to myself that, hey, if I change my habits, things can happen for me. Okay, and for both the maths, I was so happy because the habits that I put in really paid off. It really paid off for me, because at the end of the day, I managed to pull through from that field of constant failures, okay, to constant this kind of grades here. Okay, and my class position also overturned. First in the class and third in the level. Why? Because of a change in habits, not because suddenly my IQ level changed. Okay, suddenly my IQ level skyrocket along the years. Okay, or suddenly his potential is so high. No, suddenly the habits changed, and suddenly your results will also change. Okay, so I really hope that you guys can also start to think about your habits. What are you doing with your free time? Because that is golden time. Okay, are you using Roblox all the time, playing Roblox? That's embarrassing, Or are you using TikTok every single time? Guys, TikTok very addictive, right? Okay, unless you are learning some math there, then that's fine. Some of you will be scrolling right on the phone. Scroll, scroll, scroll. So addictive. On the bed, you are doing this. Tung, 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 scroll, scroll, scroll. The phone drops on your face. Oh my gosh. Okay, and you act as if nothing happened. Actually, it's very, very painful, right? When the phone drops on your nose. Okay, then you pick it up, you start scrolling again. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, so have a look at your habits. Okay, and because of that, it continued. I really didn't want to U-turn anymore. I didn't want to go back to my negative, lazy self. In all honesty, I was very lazy back then. Okay, I wasn't motivated, lazy, no discipline, and all these things. I didn't want to go back because when you taste the joys, okay, when you taste that success, you wouldn't want to go backwards anymore. Okay, and this is what happened. I was fortunate to go to NTU as well to study engineering. I got my first class honors and all these things. Okay, so friends, today I help lots of students with their mathematics. Some of you are our MasterMaths students as well. Okay, and I'm trying my best, okay, to transform each and every student that walks through our doors. Okay, and some of you may be asking, Coach, what is the real process to success? How do you achieve this, right? How do you get there? Okay, the formula is pretty simple. Okay, have a look at this. Okay, you can screenshot this, no problem. Feel free to go and screenshot this particular page, guys. All right. So it starts with a mini achievement. Now, when you saw earlier, right, that I improved from a fail suddenly, wow, double A1s. Actually, didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. Okay, it took me a first class test. All right, it took me a first class test. Now, here's the first thing I want all of you to type in the chat box as well. Please type in the word S in the chat box. Thank you so much. Okay, now the very first thing you got to take a look, right, my friends, is your first test. That's what I call a mini achievement, a class test. Okay, it has to start with a small achievement first. So for me, the first class test that I really decided, hey, you know, I'm going to try my best to do well for this test. That first class test, right, was this topic called simultaneous equations. Now, how many of you have learned this before? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up, guys. Okay, that very first class test was a simultaneous equation, and I was shocked because I never passed my maths that often. And in simultaneous for that particular test, I was so happy because the efforts I put in allowed me to get 10 out of 10. Guys, this was just a small test. Of you, yeah, it's just a small test. Why you think so much about small tests? Guys, when you do well for small tests, okay, it will lead to the second step called belief. Okay, you will start believing in yourself a little bit more. Okay, do the small test properly first and do it well. Do it really, really well. Okay, once you do well for that small test, what's going to happen is that you will have more self-belief. You'll be telling yourself, hey, it's not that difficult, man, to do well in maths. If I did it for this test, let's use the same habits for the next test. You get what I mean? All right, again, let's use the same habits. What did I do for these tests that got me that full marks? Use that same strategies and do it for the next test as well. Okay, if for example, what you did was you planned in advance, you prepared in advance as well. You were not last minute. Okay, next test, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing because most likely if you do the same thing, you will get the same results. Okay, so do the same. If something that wins for you, you win, you got a very good grade there. Okay, continue with that particular thing. Next test, try it out. Most likely you're going to do well as well. Okay, so again, the second step you will get is you will have that self-belief. And when you have self-belief, you will really want to have momentum for yourself. And momentum means you want to become a bit more regular in your work. Okay, guys, I repeat, the third step, you will want this because you don't want to U-turn anymore. It doesn't pay to fail all the time. Maybe if you fail a few times, okay, but you got to bounce back again. All right. So again, first step, mini achievements. In fact, in those small class tests, try and do well, you will have more self-belief. Trust me on this. I went through the same thing as well. Okay. Momentum, you want to be consistent in your work. You want to practice consistent. You don't want to leave it to last minute because if you leave it last minute, you know you will not do well. Why? Because the last test I left things to the last minute and I failed. I left things last minute and I failed. I thought my teacher's teachings is enough and I failed. Okay, teachers' teachings is just the first step. Everyone goes to school 5 days a week. Everyone gets taught by the same teachers. Guys, that is literally just the first step. The second step is you got to go and put in the work, the time, and the sweat, and the efforts. And that's where it will really pay off for your grades. And again, your grades will then pay off into your dream course. Okay, into your dream course, into your dream school in future. You can study what you love. That will be great, right? Okay, so again, third step, you will want to put in consistent work. Fourth, what's going to happen is this, guys. That desire will burn in you. You're like, hey, I really want to get top in class now. Next step, let's go to the top of the class and let's try and achieve the best that I can. Let's test my potential here. All right, am I always just a 50% person? Or can I just stretch myself a little bit? That person next to me, he can do it. Let's challenge. Let's challenge ourselves for that. Okay, in a positive, healthy way, of course. Okay, now, and then this is where you will not have any U-turn anymore. This is the fifth step, my friends. And this is when you will develop for yourself a new pathway. Meaning you forget your old self already. You forget your lazy self, your undisciplined, your roadblocks, all you forget already. And you really want to go for it, full force. And that is when there is no U-turn. Okay, that is where there is no U-turn for you. You are just going straight. Straight on, all the way. You are skyrocketing your discipline. You are skyrocketing your grades as well. It will come hand in hand. Some of you, I know you are fearful. You are scared like, hey, coach, what if I put in all these efforts and it doesn't pay off? Chances are it will pay off. Okay, you got to understand and have that belief in yourself. Okay, when you put in the efforts, it will pay off. Very, very high probability of it happening. So don't take chances anymore. All right, friends, today, make it a point. This is the start of the holidays already, friends. Make it a point to have some changes in your study habits. And trust me on this, you will be having a new pathway for yourself, which means that you can go on and achieve the dream grades that you like. All right. Okay, Aris, yes, you're right. Aris is saying either pain of discipline or pain of regret. You are right about that. Okay, so this is the pain of having discipline. All right, it's very painful, right? To work hard every night, you're burning the midnight oil, you're trying your math, you're doing your science or mind maps and all. It's not so easy to do that, right? But with sacrifice comes a success. Okay, you got to understand this part as well. Okay, so again, start small first. You test yourself. If there's no more class test for you, some of you are like, coach, no more class test for me. I'm O-level this year. How? And then you test yourself. You take out a simultaneous question, 5 questions. Select from your TYS perhaps. And you test yourself. But of course, before that test, you prepare for that. Prepare for that and time yourself. Okay, you can always test yourself and that will give you a good mini achievement already. That's a good first step to this. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. So guys, today I want to share with you a little bit more about O-level success stories and how these students actually got there. Okay, now I don't take the credit from them because I always push the credit to the students. Okay, yes, they came to us for lessons, but at the end of the day, they are the ones who put in the work. They are the ones taking the exams. Okay, and I always praise my students. I'm very proud of these students who I'm going to show to you guys. These are the students who really take the time and efforts to go for their dreams. And I really hope that all of you here in this Zoom room will be one of them as well. Okay, so first page, as you can see, quite a number of kids here. These are all O-level students. All right, so I'll just go through very quickly. I'm not going to spend so much time on this page. Okay, number 1, Ifa here. Ifa is here. Ifa actually didn't pass her A-Maths. She got F9 for A-Maths. At the end, she got A1. Okay, you can view all of this in our social media and our webpage and all. Swarup, double A1. He also got straight A's for his O-levels. Ulfa is over here. Okay, Wafika is in this page. Okay, Ulfa got distinction for O-level maths, never passed before. Okay, during Sec 3 and 4, always failed. All right, she managed to pull through with a distinction in O-level maths. Shakti came from BT secondary also. my junior, many years junior. Okay, he came from BT, and Shakti, very interesting story. In fact, he was given a chance to take A Maths, okay, in Sec 3, but unfortunately, both the maths very borderline. In fact, A Maths he failed very badly in Sec 3. At the end, he got everything A. You can view his story on our website. Everything was A for his O levels. Again, because of his habits. Okay, I always tell my students this. If you have good habits, you're going to have good grades. Simple as that. Okay, Nufail came from a top boys school. Later, I'll share more about him. Siti, A1 for O-level, A Maths. Not so easy to do that. Irshad, double A1 for Maths, O-level. Hariharan never passed his A Maths. At the end, he got a distinction for his A Maths. Azim came from a neighborhood school, double A's for his A Maths, and Maths as well. Asfa also double A's. Okay, and there are many more students here, as you can see. Okay, these are all those who took the O levels at the end. Okay, and they did very well with a distinction in math. Again, guys, okay, excuse me, sorry, I'm having this runny nose now. Okay, again, when you get a good grade for maths, okay, I'll be very honest with you, okay. When you go to the working world, right, the exact mathematics concepts you may not use. That's why some of you are saying, Coach, where you use this Pythagoras theorem before? My mother never talked about it in her life before. Why do I have to learn? Okay, the exact concepts you may not use. Okay, some of it you may not use, but it goes to the thinking process, the problem-solving skills that you have, how you analyze issues in life, in your workplace. Okay, all these will help. Plus, obviously, if you get a good grade, you can get into a good JC, good poly course, and all these things. Okay, so I really want you all to have that bigger picture in mind. When you study for your maths, don't just think for that secondary school. You think about later on as well. How will it help you later on? Work hard towards that end goal. When you have a goal in mind, a solid goal in mind, guys, you will have a good pathway towards that goal. But if you don't have a solid goal, you don't know where you're going also. How do you come out of the pathway, right? How do you come out of a pathway if you don't even know where you're going? Where's your destination? Imagine a pilot, he doesn't know where's his destination. How does he set his pathway to that place? Okay, so have that goal in mind, have that future idea in mind as well. Okay, so these are some students, and today I want to focus on 2 or 3 students. Okay, I'm going to zoom into their grades. Now, this right here is Saranya. Okay, Saranya is my dear student. Again, very proud of all my students. Okay, Saranya managed to get every single thing A for the O levels. Okay, she's from this school called Crescent Girls School, and she is now in Raffles. Okay, you can see it from the uniform here. Okay, I think this year is year 2 for her, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so she's from Raffles, and everything was A, and the subject that she took with us, she also got A, she got A1, A2, but it didn't happen overnight. Her grades went literally like a roller coaster. She was passing, but it was like sometimes 60, sometimes 50, hovering up and down, So I was pretty worried for her, But she was putting in the work. She was putting in the efforts. Okay, and again, didn't happen overnight. Really took lots of efforts to get there, and fortunately, she did. Straight A's for the O levels, double A's for maths, and so on. So what was her secret recipe? You can screenshot this, guys. Topical TYS and then the yearly TYS. Again, the word here and then means what? Guys, those of you who are online now, what does it mean? Topical TYS and then yearly TYS. Which one is first? Guys, which one is first? The recommendation for you guys. Which one should be first? A topical TYS or a yearly one? Which one? Topical. TYS, I'll get there, Ahmad Shafi, shortly, don't worry. Okay? Now, topical TYS always first. You complete your topical mastery first, you gain topical mastery, and then you test yourself in the yearly TYS. Because the yearly TYS is a compilation of all the topics. So you need to be very well versed first. All right, then you go and start timing yourself in the yearly, time yourself. That's what she did. Okay, and for her, she requested for lots of practice papers from me. In fact, once per week, she will request those with answers. And very prompt in clearing doubts. If I open the WhatsApp chat, I tell you, I'm really shocked by the number of questions she really asked. Because when I open WhatsApp and I go to her, I go to her WhatsApp chat, okay, and I open the media. Okay, I don't know whether I can show it to you guys or not. Hang on. Let me see whether I... Okay, you'll be shocked, I tell you. You'll be really shocked. Okay, I'll show it to you. Okay, the real proof of how many questions she's asking, you know. Let me show it to you guys. I'll stop the sharing first. Okay, guys, have a look at this. The number of questions. All these are questions, by the way. All these are questions. Okay, so that is really a lot of questions, okay, that she asked. She cleared her doubts, okay, to get to her dream school, because she really wanted to get into Raffles. Okay, so even midnight, she'll be texting. Okay, now I'm not asking you to go and text me at midnight and all lah, okay, but what I'm trying to say is you need to do this called clearing your doubts. If you don't do it, okay, how many of you, like, example, like you never cleared your doubts, but somehow the doubts came out in the exam? How many of you happened to you before? Please put me in the chat. Like you never cleared, and you just ignore this. Let's just ignore it. It won't come out lah. It's too difficult. Then your teacher purposely asks that doubt. Somehow the teacher knows what's the doubt in your mind. So in the exams, it may happen like this as well. Okay, so you got to clear your doubts. You have doubts, don't worry. Just take a picture, snap it, send it over somewhere. Go to YouTube, go and do some search there. Okay, now guys, next one, Nufail. Now, Nufail was from a pretty good boys' school, VS. So he entered VS through a DSA. So in VS, it's like a hot cooker pressure environment. Okay, because everyone there is like so motivated to succeed. It's all like elitist mindset. Everybody wants to go for A. So it's very stressful. Very stressful. You got to manage the stress, from all your peers. And on top of that, you got to go and catch up your studies. Nufail got double A's for maths as well. Okay, again, coming from top boys school, some of you are like, coach, yeah, he's naturally smart. Okay, friends, there will still be a need. Even if you're smart, there will still be a need to put in the work. Okay, so he put in the work and he managed to pull through with a double A for math. And I want to share with you guys, how did he get there? Now, this is proud parents as well. He practiced until the questions become automatic. Just like how we do 1, 2, 3 is very automatic, right? When we count. And when we do math, it can also be automatic. Okay, but you got to practice more. Okay, and he attempts questions with speed. He do it fast. Okay, he often time himself as well. Coach, I can do this in 2 minutes. Let's try and do it faster in 1 minute. Sometimes in class, when I'm teaching a concept, he's already done because he already practiced those concepts. Okay, and Nufail actually really wanted to bounce back from his failures. And just like me personally, he didn't do well. Okay, when he was in his early years of VS, okay, he didn't do well. He often got like E8, F9, all these things, but he didn't give up. Okay, so again, he bounced back. He put in lots of efforts, focused heavily on his areas, similar to Saranya as well. Asked a lot of all the doubts. He cleared those. Okay, and again, a very common thing that I see is this thing called TYS. Okay, let's share with you something about the TYS. Okay, so that is Nufail. Again, with efforts, you can get your results as well. All right, next, we talk about Amberlyn next. Now, Amberlyn Lau was my student last year, okay, 2022, as you can see. The O-level results slip here. That's her, okay. So, Amberlyn, can you zoom in on her Sec 3 report card? Guys, zoom in on the Sec 3 report card for yourself. All right. She is from this school called TKGS Secondary School, Tanjong Katong Girls. And Amberlyn, all right, at the end of Sec 3, she didn't make it for both her maths. Both her maths. In TKGS, I believe it's compulsory for everyone to take A maths. So she didn't make it for both. Okay, both of it E8. And going into the Sec 4 year with E8 is really quite scary, quite worrisome. Okay, so she was like that. Okay, she went in Sec 4, very worried. Okay, so again, never once did she give up. Okay, Hasana, depends on which level are you in, when to start the TYS. Okay, I encourage you to start as early as Sec 1. If you have the book, you should start as early as Sec 1. Okay, and you can start trying the topical practice there. Okay, again, Amberlynn didn't pass her maths, both failed. E8, 40s. But again, work hard, efforts, okay, corrected her doubts. Year 4 was her year because at the end, in the O levels, Amberlynn managed to pull through with a double A in both her maths. She was patient. Again, very similar to Saranya because her grades, right, up, down throughout the year. And she even like failed throughout some of the Sec 4 exams and tests. She failed. Okay, but she never gave up. Keep on going, keep on clearing her doubts, keep on trying the practices. There will be failures along the way, but I really hope that every one of you keep looking forward. Be honest about your efforts and you can get there too. Okay, so Amberlynn, how did she get there? Lots of gaps in her math skills, to be very honest with you, because she got E8. Lots of gaps there for her. But she ensured that in the class, she will verbalize her doubts. Any doubts, she don't feel embarrassed to us. Some of us, unfortunately, in class, you're like embarrassed. How come? If someone judge me, how? Is this question too simple? If someone were to judge me, how? It's okay. We can't control everyone's feelings and mind, but we can control our own thoughts, our doubts. We can control that. Okay. So if you cannot ask in class, ask outside of class. Go to your teacher, ask separately, one-to-one. And again, for her, practice papers with time limits, TYS. Can you see a common factor here for secondary school success? Guys, I hope you all take these 3 letters down today. It is called the TYS. Okay. Now, the TYS, very, very important. Okay, later I'm going to get there. But now I want to show you something about the TYS. All right. Now, what is TYS? It's the 10 years series. Okay. For those of you who are not so sure, it basically gives you all the actual questions from the past 10 years from the national examinations on the O levels. Okay, actual O-level questions from the past 10 years, they go and compile into a nice book for you. There's a topical by topics, and there's a yearly one where they will put in all the questions in that particular year. Now, have a look at this particular question, okay? This is on the topic of indices. 2013, it came out in O-levels. Okay, 2013, let me just highlight to you how to do this very quickly. Okay, very quickly. This is not a mathematics coaching class, guys. Agnish, that was fast. Good job, man. Okay, guys, how to find K here? This is indices. Lee, thank you very much for your time as well there. 1/9 equals to 3 to the power of K. Find the value of K. Nash, good job, man. Okay, so how do you do this? 1/9 change to 1/3 square first, which is equal to 3 to the power of K. Right now, you change the base. You change the base. And this one here, you bring the 3 to the top. It becomes 3 to the power of -2 equals to 3 to the power of K. You see, Imad, fantastic, man. You see, when your base is the same, you are able to then compare the powers. Okay, and therefore, some of you got it spot on. Okay, you say, Coach, K is -2. Fantastic job from you. This is just a 1-mark question, but I want to show you something. Something really shocking, okay? This is 2013's O levels. Look at the question and just try and upload it into our brain cells. Okay, let me show you what happened 4 years later. 4 years later, 2017 O levels. Given that 1/81 is equal to 3, okay, find K. Huh? Didn't you just test that 4 years ago? Why are you testing me the same thing again? Why are you testing me the same thing? Huh? Instead of 9, you go and put 81. Big deal. Okay, big deal. How do you do this? Same thing. 1/3 to the power of 4 equals to 3 to the power of K. 3 to the power of -4 equals to K. And therefore, K is equal to -4. Wow. Charissa, Lee, Haziq Johari, and everyone who commented, thank you very much. My friends, do you notice something? I'm sure you notice something, but just keep it to yourself first. Next. 2012 O levels. Simplify this expression. 2012 O levels, huh? Now, let's simplify this guy here. How to simplify? We do a rainbow method. Okay, we take 2, we times everything inside, we're going to get 6x plus 4y Negative 5 times into the other guy. Negative 5x plus 10y. Don't forget to change, because negative gives you a positive. Combine all the y's, combine all the x. 6x minus 5x, that is just a single x. 4y plus 10y. It's very fast. 14y. Okay. Now, if you give these to a Sec 1 student, I believe he is able to do. Okay. I believe he's able to do, but maybe he's not gonna take he's gonna take like a very long time to do, probably. Okay. Now, 2012 O levels. Take note. Now upload this question in our brain cells again. Upload. 8 years later. Guys, 8 years later is what you can discover for yourself right now. 8 years later, simplify this expression. 3 times blah, 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 minus 5. Minus 5 also. They didn't even change that. Oh my gosh, it's still minus 5. X minus 3y, x minus 2y. 3x plus 2y, 3x plus 2y. Never even changed that. My gosh, 8 years later. 8 years later, this is what happened. 2020 O levels times in 9x plus 6y minus 5x plus 15y. Join the x's. 9x minus 5x is 4x. 6y plus 15y, that is a positive 21y. My friends, what do you observe here? And this is just some sample I've taken. I'm not even like going through like other topics, or it's just like some samples on indices and some samples on algebra. What do you notice about this? Anyone can form like some kind of a trend, or perhaps a summary, a conclusion? Repeat, reuse. Okay. Some more. Questions are similar. Some more. Tell me. Okay, the rest of you at home, what do you think? What do you notice about these examples? Guys. Questions are similar. Some more. If we practice all the questions from previous year, we will not have any problems doing future questions. Same format. Okay, we are talking about future questions here, and you did spot on, Nash. Questions are reused with minor edits to them. Okay. Some more. Fantastic. Same concept. Murakila is saying that. Same concept, format, just change the numbers. Let me tell you something about my observation over the past years of like going through math concepts. Okay. Now, the Angmo sitting at Britain, England, he or she who sets the paper, okay, together with the MOE people, of course, okay, may not be the same setter. May not be the same setter, okay. I don't know what happened to the setter. Like my time was like almost 20 years ago. I don't know what happened to him or her. Okay. But the British guy, my friends, he doesn't have the chance to keep on setting new questions. You understand? There's so many questions to deal with. You think of it logically, okay? We need to work smart here, right? Okay? Think of it in a logical manner. He doesn't have the chance to keep reinventing questions. Out of 10, guys, out of 10 questions, 7 to 8 will be reused, repeated, rinsed. Okay? 2 questions, perhaps unique questions. 2 or 3 questions out of 10. Okay? You can go and observe this from your TYS. So again, the secret sauce that I want to talk to you all about today. Okay, if you are really wanting to go for that A and all these things, the secret recipe is not really a very, very big secret or what. It's actually an open secret that you need to focus on this book. Okay, the TYS, the 10 years series, because for the past 10 years, they will rinse questions from the different topics. If you master the TYS, you're going to master your exams, friends. This is the #1 book to your success. And I purposely did this webinar today at the early part of the holidays, because I really hope that all of you focus on this. Okay, what are the style of questions that they ask? What is the format of questions that they like to ask? Okay, so if you really drill yourself in this TYS, you do it a few times, you're gonna be fantastic here. Okay, and some of you are like, Coach, how do I do the book? How do I do it? Right? First step. Okay, you will always time yourself in certain questions. Okay, and you will do those questions as well. Time and do. Don't just take your own sweet time, because in the exam there's a time limit. Always time yourself. If you're taking too long, try and do it a little bit faster next time. Okay, second, mark your work. You need to know which is correct, which is wrong, right? So mark your work. Number three, you got to do your corrections. Number four, you got to understand this correction. Some of you just writing the green pen there, or you're taking a green pen out, you're just writing in green ink just to show that, hey, I have done my corrections. But actually, you don't really understand. You don't really understand why is it like that. Okay, you got to understand, because your doubts may actually come out in this exams. Okay, it may come out. Okay, and number five, it's best to retry some of these questions as well. Okay, so guys, TD Maker, this 5 steps is your secret recipe to success this academic year. All right, and I really hope that at least this one thing to take away from today is the importance of the 10-year series from the proof that I've given you in the examples. Okay. So again, common factors for O-level maths success: practice, practice, more practice. R stands for retry. Okay, so again, never mind, I put it here for you guys. This is time, do, mark, corrections. Okay, you can go and do a screenshot. And this is to understand your corrections. How to understand? Read your textbook for explanation. Go to your tutor, your teacher, go to YouTube, go to ChatGPT if you want. Okay, you can put the correction there and ask them to explain for you. Okay, retry. Okay, retry means you reinforce those concepts into your mind. Okay, now next. Common factor for O-level math success. Practice, practice, more practice. For mathematics, you need solid practice. And again, every question, try and do these 5 steps. Try and follow the 5 steps for each question. That's how you maintain your time management and you maintain accuracy as well with all these markings and corrections. So to be good, you need to be fast, you need to be accurate. So these 2 things is very, very important, guys. Okay, so again, practice, 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 topical, then yearly, then your school practice papers. Time management. Some of us in the exams, no time. Many pages left blank. Why? Because you don't time yourself at home. When you're practicing at home, who will put stopwatch in front of us? Or nobody will do that, right? Not many students will do it, but those who really time themselves, they are the ones who have solid time management in the exams also. Because they know, right, at home I already did this question in 1 minute. Okay, in the exam I'm going to take the same time. But if you don't even know how much time you're going to take, okay, that's where you tend to leave blanks and all. Okay, so practice this at home, time management. Okay, these 3 things are very important for you guys. Okay, so again, the TYS. Okay, the TYS will help you guys a great deal. All right, now again, these are some general advice I have for you guys. Okay, if you want to succeed for the O-levels, I did mention this from the start that, okay, it's important for us to be good, okay, to have good habits, okay. So these are the common habits of top students. Okay, number 1, they set their goals. Okay, very clear goals in mind for them. Okay, you want to set smaller goals, that's fine also, no problem. Okay, they are organized. Okay, organize their notes, their files all nicely. All right, they don't just chuck their notes in the bag, become like Kropo like that. Okay, everything is so nice and neat. Okay, they write things in their journal as well. Okay, they are responsible. They take responsibility for their learning. When they fail, they reflect internally. Hey, what did I do? How can I do better? Okay, how can I do things better? Not how can this textbook help me? Or how can I do it better? Okay, always start with the I, okay, and be a bit more responsible about your studies. Now, they are self-motivated. Some of us are motivated by external things. Like, oh, mommy say if I study for 1 hour, I get to use my phone. And that is external motivation. Top students are not bothered about this. They are motivated within themselves. Okay, because they have a dream in mind and they really want to prove to themselves that they can actually learn and grow. Okay, so that is the fourth thing. Number 5, they are patient. Resilience means patient. There will be some setbacks, some challenges, but you got to overcome them. Okay, look at what you did wrong. How can we actually perfect some of these things, guys? And they are focused. They avoid distractions. When it's study time, it's study time. Okay, study time means study time. That's what it means here. Okay, and if they have any doubts, okay, like some of the students you saw earlier, guys, they had some doubts. Definitely they have some doubts. Even I, until today, I have doubts about things. Okay, no one is perfect, but you got to start to clear your doubts. How do you clear doubts? Instead of going to YouTube and searching for a cheat code for FIFA or cheat code for GTA, Roblox, go to YouTube and ask for some help in maths. Okay, cannot find, go to your form teacher, go to your teacher, go to your tutor, go to your friends and ask for some help. Okay, it's good to clear doubts because our time is really precious, friends. If you don't clear doubts, it will accumulate into a big stack of doubts before the exams. Then you realize that there's so many things that you don't know. It's going to be very tough to score then. Okay, so start clearing your doubts slowly, and start to gain some kind of mastery. Okay, gain some kind of mastery in your studies. Okay, guys? Okay, friends. Again, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. All right, and very quickly, I'm going to talk about 3 errors in mathematics. Okay, hope you guys benefit from this as well. Now, the 3 errors are careless errors. Okay, this is where, like, for example, instead of 10, you go and write 1. Okay, so all these things can be corrected. In fact, I was a very careless student. All right, and I learned to do this thing called step-by-step writing. Not just step-by-step checking, okay? Step-by-step writing. So what do I mean by that? When I write the first step, before I go to the second step, okay, I'll always check the first item first, okay? Hang on for a while, Okay, again, step-by-step writing is before you write your second step, you check your first step. Before you write, not you write and then you check. No. Before you start writing, you check first. Then you write. And that's how you can actually avoid some of these careless mistakes. Next, conceptual error. Now, this is, what does it mean? Conceptual error means you don't have a very good understanding about things. Okay, so when you don't have a very good understanding about things, that's when you have concepts errors. Okay, so again, it goes back to your doubts. You've got to clear your doubts. And then only you can clear some of these errors that you have. Next thing are calculation errors. Okay, your decimal points, you calculate wrongly, or instead of putting 10 in the calculator, you go and put 100 and stuff like that. Okay, so again, it comes down to reviewing your steps again. And ask yourself, okay, this is a very important way to counter this kind of errors. Okay, you ask yourself whether the answer makes sense, whether it's logical. Let's say I ask you, hey, what is the mass of this man? And then you go and put here, the mass of the man is 1000 kg. Something's not right, right? This is logic. Okay, something is wrong already straight away. Okay, so check your calculations before you press the calculator properly. Okay. All right. So guys, the 3 C's I've shared with you guys. I've shared with you guys some good habits and the importance of the TYS. Again, the tennis series is super important when it comes to mathematics. As you can see from the real example, it's real in front of you. Friends, if you see something and it's proven that the TYS is very important, please do something about it. Seize the opportunity, take the opportunity and challenge yourself these holidays. Okay, now guys, I have come to the end of all the sharings, and now I'm going to share with you guys some of the free resources you can have. Okay, some of the free things that MasterMaths is doing for the community. Okay, number 1 is a Telegram group. All right, so a Telegram group is where you can actually get free notes from time to time, we also give like packages, okay, like resources, like PDF questions and all that you guys can go and learn from. Okay, I put a link here in the chat box. If you have not joined, you can join the group. Okay, this is a totally free resource that you can use for yourself. Okay, Telegram. All right, next thing, TikTok. All right, I will put our TikTok handle here in the chat. Okay, don't worry, in the TikTok all there will not be any dancing or singing, because if I start singing, there will be a thunderstorm. Okay, there is no dancing, it's purely maths. All right, this is the handle of TikTok, because every single week we will go on TikTok on Wednesdays 8 p.m. to teach secondary mathematics. Yesterday we just had a TikTok live session. Okay, so you can join us on the TikTok there. There's another free resource for your learning. Instead of scrolling aimlessly, okay, on Wednesday, you can time yourself. 8 p.m., let's go for this class. Okay, 1 hour of class. And the algebra book, some of you already have this. Now, this book is good to have it for your, what is that? For your algebra practice. Just realized I gave you a wrong link. Okay, wait. The Telegram link, let me just take it out now. Wait, give me one moment, guys. MasterMaths Secondary, yeah, correct. Okay, Telegram link is here. Okay, you can just copy this into your browser and you can join us. MasterMaths Secondary. And then this book is also there. Algebra book is more than 200 questions. You can go and test yourself. There are self-tests inside the book also. Okay, there are about 14 14 concepts, okay, for algebra. It's a purely algebra book. Okay, in future we will release more books like trigonometry and all these other things, maths books and all this is in the pipeline. But guys, so now this is where I would like to share with you guys something. Okay, if you are interested in these June holidays, right, just for 2 minutes, okay, give me some time. All right, just for 2 minutes, let me share this. In the June holidays, I'm going to conduct a crash course, okay, for e-maths and a-maths. Okay, so if you're an O-level student, this course is just nice for you because I'm going to go through a lot of concepts here. Let me discuss with you all the concepts that I'm going to talk about this June. Okay, it's just a Zoom course, okay, that I'm conducting for both math. Okay, let me open the browser now. This is the O-level math crash course here. Now, as you can see, right, guys, it will happen somewhere in the middle of June. Okay, registration is now open. And let me show you the topics that we're going to discuss. Okay, in case this is something interesting for you and you want to learn more. All right, now have a look at this. Hang on, let me just pull it out. Where's the topics? There you go. Okay, for e-maths, we are going to cover algebra concepts. Okay, we're going to cover trigo concepts as well. So things like bearings, 3D volume, all those applications of trigo, we're going to cover those as well. And then we're going to talk about vectors also. Vectors from start to the end. Okay, meaning like from the basics of position vector to the geometry of vectors. Okay, those like figure kind, you know, and then they ask you for area of this over area of that. So this will be done in the e-maths course. And in a-maths, I'm going to cover differentiation and integration skills and trigonometry, because these two are very, very big topics really. Okay, so if you're keen to join the crash course, okay, I'll put a link here. Okay, if your mom is not there, you really want, you can discuss it with them first, of course. Okay, don't just take their card and then just pay straight away. Okay, please discuss with your parents on this, and you can join in for the crash course as well. Okay, so guys, I think for today I'm done with my mission. I really hope that you guys, okay, you come out of this webinar more inspired and more determined to achieve something beneficial for your secondary education. Okay, now with that, I end the webinar today. Thank you everyone for your time and all the best for your June holidays. And we'll catch up again very, very soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Yeah, it's for Sec 4. Yes, that's right. Shirley Young, it's there. It's in the web page. You can fill in your name there. It should be there. Okay. fill in your name. Otherwise, you can, okay, hang on. Okay, for those who cannot download the book, okay, don't worry. Let me just do something right now, okay? Hang on there. NJC IP Maths. IP, which year is that, by the way? Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. Those who are having some errors with the book, I'm gonna take the link and put it in the Zoom now, okay? Give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. Those already in tuition still need to sign up for crash course. Well, if you want more revision, you can do so. Otherwise, it's not a need. Okay, basically, if you want to revise your past topics, you can do so. Okay. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, the algebra ebook is in this link. Okay, you guys can click on that link and you can download the book. There's a solutions as well there. Okay, thank you so much. I hope it helps. All right. Actually, I am not sure what's wrong with that web page. I need to go and check. Okay, guys, thank you everyone, and I'll see you all again. Take care and have a wonderful, fantabulous June holiday. Take care. Bye-bye, everybody. See ya.